Hey guys, Erin here. I am a fiber artist and crochet designer. I am the creative brain behind Radiant Fibers, which you can find on Instagram, Etsy, and radiantfibers.com. Today I wanted to show you how to make pom poms because I am debuting this pom pom hat on Darn Good Yarn. You'll be able to get the pattern on darngoodyarn.com as well as on my Etsy shop. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, you will need scissors, something to wrap your pom poms around. You're going to need your yarn, where the yarn is going to be essential. And then I have my pre-cut pieces of the other color that I'm using to mix in. I'm going to be using Darn Good Yarn's banana fiber, which is sustainable. They use the bark from the banana tree and it goes through a softening process, and then it is hand spun by women's co-ops in India, which is amazing. And I'm also going to be using their wool, but you can find all the details in that in the pattern, which is for sale on Darn Good Yarn, and you can find it on my website and my Etsy, like I said. So, to take this from hat to double pom-pom hat, because who doesn't want ears, you need your pom-poms. So, to start, you're going to take your, whatever you're wrapping your pom-pom around, and you're going to take your yarn. If you're not using the loom tool, you can just hold it on one side and give it a couple wraps, maybe about 5. And since I am using the loom tool, what I'm going to do is start it by sliding into one of these little holders. I just think it's a nice way to easily get it started. So I'm going to wrap it about 5 times or so, maybe more like 6. So you can see in my finished pom-poms here that that pink coral color is mixed in with my wool. So I've just got a bunch of pieces pre-cut. They wrap around my loom about 1.5 times, or 2, one full wrap around. And so I'm just gonna start doing 2 wraps of my wool and alternate my silk in there. So it just kind of hangs loosely. You wanna make sure that the ends are on the edge, and it's okay if they're bigger than the loom. That's perfect. You can cut some a little bit smaller as you're starting, and that way as you get going, if you have some that are a little bigger, you'll end up with a bunch of yarn wrapped on here. So it means you're going to need bigger pieces so that you can accommodate the extra space once the yarn gets to about here. So for this big one, I'm going to let this, I'm not going to do the whole thing because I've already got one wrapped over here. So that's that part. You just keep going, alternating between the gray and the blue. And I'm using, was out of my banana fiber to make another pom-pom. So I'm using this really, really, again, super soft, reclaimed silk. I have another pattern actually available on darngoodyarn.com. It's an air plant hanger that utilizes this silk in some really, really fun colors. So check that out if you're interested. So once you get to the end, you can cut off the edge. And I like to use a really sturdy yarn. Wool roving can sometimes not be as strong just because the fibers, if you untwist the wool fibers, you'll eventually find where they can just pull apart. But if you leave it twisted, I have had success using the wool to tie off my pom-poms, so I'm not too worried about that. What I do is I get a good amount and double it over, and then if you have it wrapped around something other than a fork or something that has a space underneath that you can pass it through without taking it off of your frame, you're just going to do your best to find the center of your pom-pom. And I like to fold it over because I can pass this through my loop and just tighten it really, really easily that way. and I can then separate my two strands and pull one way and one the other. And I find that that works really, really well to get it nice and tight and not have to have somebody else help me get it, you know, really, really tight. So I am going to leave these nice and long. These are going to be how we attach it to the hat. You don't have to, you can cut them down to size and then take a large eye needle, or you can use a crochet hook to push through the center like I've done with this pom-pom. So now we've got our end, we've tied it, we're ready to pull it off of our frame. And this is the fun part. So you're going to just kind of wiggle it through your loops and go ahead and cut. So fun. Keep these, your long ones out of the way. Kind of wiggle through. And cut all your loops. Sometimes there's some stragglers. Make sure you find those good. And then you can just kind of fluff it up. So you can tell it's kind of wonky at first. So you're going to have to cut it and shape it. You just take your nice sharp scissors and kind of start working it around. Feel it starting to even out. So fun. So that looks pretty good, I think. You shake it out. There you go. Check that out. So now with your long strings, you know, you can put your hat on and position it that way. That's what I like to do. I like to figure out, okay, which way is my front, and go from there. Yeah. So you position them on there, pull your strands through, and tie them off. All right, what do you think? I think it's super fun. I like having ears. I think it's really cute. And the banana fiber is so soft and the wool is really warm. So the combination is just fantastic. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. Made a bunch of pom-poms. You can also do tassels. The applications are endless, and have fun with it. So thank you so much. And again, my name is Erin. You can find me on radiantfibers.com. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me for this darn good yarn tutorial, and I'll catch you next time.